It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 dig, 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 go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Ingram from Autosport. Chad, at the beginning of the year, the crew chiefs were asked to vote on where they would run the open test, and you're one crew chief, so you had one vote. But could you give us maybe some insight in how that voting went among all the crew chiefs, why they didn't come here, and how much do you think it would have helped to come here?
Quite frankly, even though this is a big event, and a lot of prestige, a lot of history, everything about it, it's a very individual type racetrack. So to come here and to test and use one of the tests that NASCAR is going to allow us to have really doesn't provide us any other fruit than for this facility. So from a crew chief standpoint, it's not real smart to come here and test. You want to go to a place where you can actually take some of the information that you're getting from the tracks that you're testing and apply it somewhere else. For instance, if you want to go to Richmond, you could use it at Phoenix. Phoenix, you could use it at Loudon. Lowe's Motor Speedway, you can go to Texas, Las Vegas. Those types of things are what you really want to do. We went to Pocono because nobody had tested Pocono for quite some time, and a lot of what we learned at Pocono does apply here at Indianapolis, and I think that's why the garage decided to do what it did, because we had come to Indianapolis for so much, or for so many years in a row, and quite frankly, when you come here and test, we have the same problem every year. You can go about 5 laps, you're out of tires, and then you're done. And if you came here and you had 10 sets of tires, which you typically get, you could only get 5 laps at a time on it. It would really be a waste of a lot of time and a lot of money for the same result.
And if they would come next year, do you think it would help?
It would have to be more than a handful of cars. You'd have to have everybody come. But the thing is you don't know what the tire's going to do until you get here, because circumstances and conditions change.
All right, Claire, then we have several.
Larry Lang, XM Satellite Radio. 2 quick questions. The first is, do any of you know anything different that NASCAR could have done, sitting back on the couch now and looking back at it?
From my perspective, I don't think so. We didn't realize until the end of practice yesterday, or the end of the first practice yesterday, that the track really wasn't taking any rubber. If you look back through your notes and in past conversations, this track, there isn't any Sports Series racing. The track does not take rubber all that fast, and we usually leave happy hour concerned and have some type of competition yellow. This tire in this car, for whatever reason, just didn't work like it did last year. And I don't think we realized and knew we had a problem until we were way, way too late.
And as a follow-up, Jimmie, Mike Helton always says you guys are the best drivers in the world. You hear that in the drivers' meeting a lot. Talk about how close you were able to tell how your tire was doing. A lot of people thought the tires would start blowing 7 laps in. Crew chief said they thought they'd either slow the pace down or people would have a problem, say 7 laps in. Was there any time you were worried about it, that you got, on edge about it?
Every lap I was concerned about it. Every corner, for that matter. You could almost feel the tire life you took out of the tire if you leaned on a corner too hard. What was our race pace at the end?
It was the fastest of the day. You were running 51.70s right at the end.
Start of the race, we were running 54-second laps, because everybody was just taking care of their stuff, and at the end, we're running high 51s. So as a group, we all knew that, hey, we can't push the envelope, and as the runs went on, I could hear on the radio that our lap times kept coming down, and then the last probably 3 or 4 runs, we were running as hard as we could, and just at the 10 laps, I have my right rear gone. And so I knew at least at the end of that 7-lap shootout that I could just blast it off in there, and I'd be okay.
Jimmie, you've won 2 championships, a 500, and now 2 of these. I don't imagine that gets old, but can you talk about the emotion now that you've sort of been there, done that a couple of times?
I think that having the chance to win the second one, and obviously it's just an hour old, but I can speak on the second championship. The first one, everything goes by so fast, and you don't have a chance to really sit back and enjoy it and savor the moments. And I would assume that as the next couple days go by and we finish up here, it'll really sink in, and I'll be able to savor and enjoy this, the second win. As we all know, that the year has been a little slow for us at times, and we've been working a lot of hours. So this win is extremely rewarding in a lot of ways. So we're very proud of what we've done, to say the least.
Kenny Bruce, NASCAR scenes for Chad and for Jimmie. Once you guys realized what
teams like the 11 were doing with the 2-tire stops to gain track position, how much of a concern was that for you to continue to come in and take 4 up until the end?
Well, we knew that was going to happen, and Jimmie and I actually spoke about it last night. We felt like the Lowe's Chevrolet was going to be good enough today that I could reference back to a race we had in Michigan to where a lot of guys were taking 2 tires there, and we would lead, come in, take 4 tires, go out about 5th, be able to pass those guys back in the first 6 or 7 laps. Caution would come out, same thing would happen again. We'd get back, we'd take 4 tires, they would take 2. And like I told Jimmie last night, I thought that that's the way the day was going to play out. And what we wanted to do was just kind of see what happens is that as your left side tires get hot and as they start to build up, they lose grip. So what ultimately that does is when you come in and you take right side tires and you leave your hot left side tires on there, that takes total grip away from the car, which wears out your right side tires faster. So we wanted to be very conservative, make sure that we were here for the end of the race, so we opted to do the 4 tires every time until, well, except for once, just to see what it would do midway until the end and save it for the end of the race.
Marty Smith, ESPN. Johnson, how much did your hair play into the victory? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Big part of it. I had a beard going,
Like
too. I should have
Samson.
showed up with a beard. You guys would have all freaked out.
Anyway, a
Rick
lot
really
of
was freaked out.
us in here have really been impressed with what Kyle Busch has done this year, and we've really given him a lot of credit for that. And some of us maybe think he's running away with the season, but you guys are coming on. Carl Edwards is really impressive. He's won races. He's up front every weekend. How wide open is this championship chase right now?
It's wide open. 100% it's wide open. You look at Jeff's start last year. He had, I think we were second, and he was a couple hundred points, somewhere around there, up on us, leaving Richmond, and we had more wins and ended up seated higher than he was. So this thing is wide open, and I think you have to look at momentum of teams. The 18's been awesome. The 99 has maintained and been awesome all year long. We're gaining a lot of momentum, and 2 or 3 more weeks of racing up front for the wins, I think we'll be right where we want to be when the chase starts. 24 has made a lot of progress. They started good, had some slow times, and they've been really strong. There's a lot of racing left, and we've turned things around in maybe a 10, 12 race stretch, and we can lose it in a 10 to 12 race stretch. And that's the same thing for the 18. I mean, technology changes so fast in the sport. And then you couple the chase into that, and it's a 10-race shootout at the end. It's just not like the sport used to be. And if it was the old point system, it'd be tough to catch the 18 right now. I mean, we'd all have to start wrecking them before the race started to catch him. Some guys might want to do that now because he's so fast. But the chase is a totally different world.